Good morning. I don't know about you, but at my house, and I think around here at Channel 3, most of us are very excited that spring is just a few weeks away. All it takes is a little bit of sunshine out there to get us thinking about bathing suit season and getting a bit of a tan. But surely you all know that that can come with some risk. So we're going to open the show this morning by talking to a good friend of mine, Elizabeth Kincaid, who has a GoGo hair salon over in North Chattanooga. She and I were chatting the other day, and she said, Julie, sometimes it's your hairdresser who might be the first one to notice some warning signs with moles. Good to see you this morning.
Hi, Julie. How are you? How is everyone?
I am fine. I think what people have come to love in our conversations, Elizabeth, is that you're really a holistic person. So you're very much a learner. You
Absolutely.
have a big science background, actually, that you bring to your clients. But you said that very often you do notice moles on people's heads and scalps when you're cutting their hair.
Yes, I'll tell you, over the years, I've definitely been able to identify moles on people's heads. When you're talking about any type of melanoma, some of the first places that you notice it is the top of your head, the palms of your hands, and the bottom of your feet. So for me, I think when I was a young hairdresser, I might have been like a little bit nervous to let people know that they maybe had like a spot or something that I identified on their scalp. I don't know. There's like this weird thing about moles. I don't know how to say it, but I think people get a little just weirded out about it. And so for me, being able to help people, obviously we can't see our scalps. And so I just felt like it was a very important thing for me to be able to share with people. Especially when I'm doing children, and I'll share that with their parents, if I notice anything on their child's scalp and on their scalp, because we can't see our heads, So if I don't tell you, then you may never know. Right. And it's really, really important.
And you're in the unique position to see their scalps every 6 weeks or so. So if there is a change, which is a concern with the mole, you're going to be one of the first ones to notice it.
Yes. Moles kind of have this A, B, C, D, E identification, so A is for asymmetry. Is that mole symmetrical on both sides? Like if you cut it in half, if you're looking at it, is one half matching the other, And then also you're looking for B, which is the border. Is the border uneven? Are the edges uneven? The color, what does the color look like? Is it one solid color, or is there variation to it? Do you have black and brown and tan within one mole? Also the diameter of the mole. If the mole is over like 1/4 of an inch, although that's not always your indicator, you may want to know about that, and have it checked out. Also, is it evolving? That's where someone like me comes into play, because I can be able to watch it for you. Is it changing? Is it becoming raised? Is it spreading? Is the edges changing? So those are just really important things to watch out for.
So if people, spring break is going to be here before you know it, and around here a lot of families will head down to the beach to enjoy some time away. Is it a good idea to put sunscreen on your head, and how do you do that without interfering with your hair?
I'm so glad you said that, Julie. I almost forgot. So, one of the greatest things about this industry right now, and people ask me all the time, like, what's the thing? What's the new haircut or the new hair color? It's really, yes, there are those things that will come through. It's more about technology and products. So for us, for example, we have a great line that we carry, and one of their products is a Sunshield product. So there's actually something that you can spray, and I definitely recommend this to my parents to get for their children and stuff like that, because they're just out in the sun and they're playing in the pool and they're doing all those things, like we are too. So there's a great shampoo and conditioner that goes with it, but there's also a treatment that you can use. You can spray on your scalp. Like, for example, after you get out of the shower, you would put that on first, so that it's actually getting on your scalp and on your hair. I'm working, and I've been studying for the past several years trichology, and working on getting my certification for that, which is the study of the hair and the scalp. And people just don't realize how much UV we get on our scalp. Even the women that I work with that are doing toppers and wigs and things like that. I have a client that I've worked with for a long time, and we ordered her second topper, and it was amazing the amount of sun damage that she had because she plays golf all the time, and she's out. So our scalps are really taking a lot of a beating,
Right. And I want to get to the Healthy Glow studio that's also there at GoGo, but before I do, Is the product that you were just talking about also good to use if you have recently gone through chemo and lost your hair?
That's a good question. I don't know for sure the answer to that one.
Okay.
And anytime you're talking about stuff like that, I would totally defer to a dermatologist. I mean, my job is to be able to identify these things for you and then send you to a professional that can take care of that. So, always having a dermatologist is really important. Me and my trichological aspect, the area that I'll come in is I'll be able to take that imagery. I'll be able to collect that data for us, whether it's, your scalp and a mole or a scalp issue that you're dealing with or hair loss. And we'll be able to have that data to look at over time and just to be able to have that snapshot of that particular moment so that we see where that mole was or where our issues are. Right.
Well, the dermatologists out there will definitely like talking about the Healthy Glow Studio because they'll be the first ones to say, just stay out of the sun altogether. Healthy Glow lets you have the look of the sun without being out in it.
Yes, I'm very white, and when I go out, into the sun, for me, I just get really red, and then I get more freckles. So, and I never knew what. I had never been around a lot of people that had skin cancer or any kind of precancerous cells. So I had a spot near my lip that just wasn't, it was kind of flaky. I didn't really know what it was. And then, of course, I went to my dermatologist and had it zapped off and found out it was precancerous cells. So for us at Healthy Glow, which I inherited from my mother, I had found years ago when I was working in California this great tanning solution that a lot of celebrities use. And I never got the association. I was never really a tanner, although I love when I do have a spray tan, it looks so good. And us having this conversation today about melanoma sort of led me to a conversation with some of my staff because we do here all natural airbrush spray tans. So instead of going into a booth, you actually have a technician that's spraying you. And one of the things my staff and I were talking about yesterday was, do you ever mention to people if you see a mole? Because I've had clients that come in, they're like, oh my gosh, my daughter was in from college and she was getting changed and I saw a mole on her back and it helped save her life. So, for my staff, I said, maybe we need to actually change our dialogue and just ask people if we see something, would you like us to say something, So I think it's a really important piece. It's also, there's so many people that have had melanoma. Mm-hmm. So it's a great way to feel like, oh, I'm tan, but you're being safe about it.
Right. And so if people do want to make an appointment for the Healthy Glow, when they call your number, they have that option to choose that service. It takes,
yes.
About 20 minutes or so to get a spray tan?
It does, yeah, absolutely. And it's really quick, and it really, once you take a shower after you've done it, after several hours as it processes, it's just the instantaneous, like you feel like you just got back from the beach. It's really cool to have that.
It's a great pick-me-up for sure.
Absolutely. With this dreary weather that we've had, holy cow.
Elizabeth, thank you for the time and the education this morning. I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Anytime.
Here is how you can reach Elizabeth and her staff at Hair GoGo on Dallas Road. The phone number is 752-0500. You also can go to the website, hairagogo.com. And as you would expect, they are very much COVID sensitive right now. So everything is safe for you to go and get beautiful. We're back after this.
Yeah, but this is a